Okay, hi everyone. The next game is called the Draw of Gravid Power. So we're gonna check out that game and see how that is. Okay, so let's get started. Hmm. Seems more days than expected. I shall ask you some questions to determine your lucidity. How old are you? I just turned 30. 30. I thought I could hit. Okay. Good, good. Do you have breasts? Yes. How would you describe your complexion? Probably pale. Excellent. You seem to be recovering as expected. There we are, all better. Now then, I will ask you this only once. Are you interested in gaining power from the old gods? My old apprentice had a rather explosive end. Your body looks capable enough of carrying the burden. So will you join me? Sure. Excellent. Your study will begin now, my little apprentice. What? The dark gods? You really are an idiot. Are you even list? Uh, if you're this delirious after just one soul transfer, then we're both doomed. You're in my head, you fool. And no, I do not mean that I'm a voice in your head. You're in my body currently, so treat it with some dignity. Are you still in shock or what? Of all the people I get lumped with, fine. I'll give you a basic explanation. Firstly, you're as big of an idiot as I was. Did you really think that accepting a deal from a witch who lives in the middle of the forest was a good idea? Secondly, as much as I detest the idea, we're partners now. The witch has placed your soul in my body, so congrats on being a dread knight without actually dying. All I'll be able to do from now on is give advice. You're in control now, so be vigilant. Okay. Okay, so I always think this flower looks like Venusaur. Hmm. It is good to be fighting again. Even if I have let's do this one. Let's victorious 50 bones found. Okay. Choose your reward. Possession applies delirium, deals damage equal to current corruption, lose 12 HP, draw 3 cards. Let's do Engulfing Shadows. Welcome back. I see that you've won your first battle. With the help of that little Dread Knight, no doubt. Regardless, it is now time to see your prize. I thought that you would want to see this in person. You watch in awe as the witch's belly, once flat with a hint of tone, suddenly began to distend outwards. She surpassed months in mere moments, and soon the witch was looking about ready to drop with a singleton. It feels good to be filled again. Judging by your expression, I take it you like what you see. Keep this up and you shall see just how gravid I can get. Your mill is still as defined in tone as ever was, considering what creatures you're facing up against, though you're certainly not entirely sure how much longer that will last for. Here. Continue on. We have to blur out a few things, because, yeah. An undead body does not need to sleep, you fool. You soon find yourself coming across the temple, which seemed to have been repurposed as a stage. Upon the stage was a rather gravid who looked at you gleefully at your approach. Come one, come all, test your luck upon the wheel of fate. Winners gain favors, losers, well, you can see the results yourself. Only 20 bones per spin. Be on your guard. Leaving things to fate can be a dangerous endeavor. Let's spin. You watch as the stone begins to light up and spins, seemingly using the eye as a center as the axis. It spun for but a few moments before landing upon one of the symbols carved into the rock. The goblin says nothing, but grins sinisterly. It was the only warning you got before one of the tentacles upon the wheel of fate lashed out and struck you to the ground. We should probably heal. Yeah, so High power 2, regenerate 2, throw 1, remove all debuffs, apply weapon 1 to all enemies. Let's do this. A second victory under your belt. Well done. I hope your string of victories continue. I love to see myself swell up as much as you. You watch with a keen eye as the witch's belly begins to bellow outward once again. Soon she is the size of someone due with triplets, and you cannot help but admire how her gravid swell complements her motherly hips. Getting round now. Let us see how far you can go. I don't know if those I'm guessing that's just areas where there's enemies. This one out. Another one of those. Seems like you might end up as my apprentice after all. Few attempted apprentices have won 3 battles. Now for your congratulations. The witch's belly swells with more of the old ones brewed once again. Her breasts have begun to swell alongside her belly, which was now forcing her to arch her back to compensate for such a massive weight in front of her. She looks unnaturally large now, yet aside from a shift in positions, he seems rather unburdened by such a pregnant swell. Getting big now. Keep going and make me big. I don't know how to heal. Deep within the wood, you find a grotesque statue depicting some unknowable horror. I have fought against one of these. It was not a pretty sight. Let me bust it up for old time's sake. Do you pray to the statue? He wants to destroy it, so let's try. Take your weapon and strike at its base, causing the statue to crumble. As you collected the bones, you felt the old one's bane press down on you. I only have that. My bleed. Okay, I'm about to die. You're defeated. So you've experienced your first defeat. How disappointing. Even with the power of the Dread Knight, I guess it cannot be helped. It is time for your punishment. You look down at yourself as you begin to feel an odd heaviness in your gut. Looking at your belly, you watch with alarm as already looking severely bloated. Placing a hand to it, you could feel it still growing bigger and heavier. In spite of how rapidly you progressed through months of gestation, you felt no pain, only a heaviness and a lingering tingle of pleasure as your body adjusted to the new brood inside of you. Alright, so dying just does the opposite. Well. Look who's decided to wake up after all these months. Someone's been a real lazy bones. That is not how it works, and you know it. Oh, come on now. I'm only ribbon, yeah. Yeah. It's good to see you again, too. Oh, you really do care. So what can I do for you, Dreads? I'm fine. Let me buy. Healing bomb. Sure. Let's go. Alright. So I have a heal thing now. Current defense. So, holy strength. You're doing surprisingly well, I must say. I thought you would have had either left or burst by now. I cannot complain about getting bigger, though. The witch's belly grows once again, becoming so big now that its underside was now beginning to touch a table in front of her. Her breasts likewise have engorged further, spilling out the top of her dress and making her look even more motherly. You wonder how much bigger she can get. She still looks rather unaffected by her growth, but her belly itself is looking a bit tauter than before. You want to see how far she can go. So round, so huge. Keep going. You're officially pregnant with whatever dark entity the witch has placed inside you. You can feel its firm inside, resting heavily inside of you, making you feel hot and huge. Defeated again, I suppose you are still new, but regardless, time to make that cute tummy look truly gravid. Looking down at your pregnant form, you could feel yourself beginning to grow again. You cradled your belly as it grew, feeling oddly welcome to the sensations of pregnancy in spite of the unnaturalness of how it was occurring. You were frankly in awe of how gravid you had become. The heaviness pressing down and filling you up was stimulating your body in ways that was rather pleasurable, and you found yourself wishing you were bigger. Upon your travels, you find the husk of a dreadnought tossed aside into the bush as if to hide it. Another body tossed aside like garbage. On closer inspection, you notice a scrap of paper still clenched within their hands, which read Rooftop Savar Bar. Mindless gibberish. Perhaps this one went mad. Okay, I have 3 enemies. Let's see, defense, and attack them. Oh, they just bypass defense. Cool. Okay, I almost died right there. Let's take out this one, I guess. I said to get rid of the ones with axes. Defense. One health, cool. Another loss. He will not become my apprentice at this rate. At least I get something of a show out of it. You instinctively cradle your gravid middle as you felt it began to swell even larger, only just barely remaining at a natural size as a dark brood within took up more and more space inside your willing body. Your skin was beginning to feel a little taut as you settled into your rounder shape, whilst the feeling was actually quite alluring. It was also a sign that the dark power could only do so much and that you had limits for your spelling. You find etched into the stone was what looked to be a sequence of some kind. The number read 300. Above the slab was a small set of stones with numbers sprawling upon their undersides. This is a semicircle. If you arrange the signaling stones around this circle in a certain way, you might be able to gain a boon or two. How would you like to arrange the stones? Well, it's at 300, right? With a sudden flash, the Shadow Walker appears before you. A personal favorite of both mine and the summoner, the Shadow Walker allows one to step into the ethereal plane for a time whilst in battle. The sun flash, the demon skull necklace appears before you. The skull necklace will make our blows even more vicious and deadly. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do this one. Deal damage equal to your defense. Apply to your lyrium. Battering ram. You have managed to equal my previous apprentice. That is impressive. Though not quite as impressive as my beautiful belly. The witch's belly grows even more gravid. It bulges past her bountiful. I don't know what that is. Milk-filled bust, equaling her shoulders in width with its girth, and was now fully resting upon the table in spite of her arching back with both arms for support. The witch is absurdly big now in spite of her dark power. It would seem that she has some kind of limit as her pregnant belly was looking a bit tauter and a bit shinier than it was before. You want to see more. It has been a while since I have been this large. Let's grab it. Give me a moment. Welcome back. You looking to buy or to unbind something cards? Let's buy. We should buy some more healing points. Okay. Deal 8 times the life drain to all enemies. Oh, that sounds good. 40 defense would have been great. But you have packed away so many inside of me, and yet you are still determined to see me bigger. You are lucky that I want to see me bigger as well. Lucky is right. You watch lustily as the witch's belly creeps further and further across the table, growing heavier, growing bigger, rounder, and heavier as it stretches to contain the impressive brood inside of her. You're surprised that she has not sprung a leak with how swollen her bust has become, but you cannot complain, seeing as they're the size of her head from what you can see. Her belly looks tauter, and you want to see it stretch even more. Dark gods below and above. I'm so big. I need to be bigger. This game would help with like some background music or something. Like there's like, I don't know if it's yeah, there's just like not music for a lot. Deal damage for health went back up to full almost. I was like, its health bar is like gone. It has to be dead. Double current defense might be good. As you stand over the husk of the soul collector, you notice a shining object embedded within their abdomen. Plucking it out with a sickening squelch, you find that's a fragment of a counterspell ritual. You have beaten the soul collector? That is impressive. That settles it then. You will become my newest apprentice. Though for the sake of the rules of the game, I still have some growing to do. You drink in the sight of the witch becoming yet even more grabbing and gorge with her multiplying dark brood. It's gotten so massive that it's already widened past her succulent hips. As much as the witch seems to be enjoying her gravid growth, however, you can tell that both her belly and her dress were getting pushed for how far they can stretch. Oh wow, this is a lot. It has been a long time since I've had a brood this massive. Your first task as my new apprentice? Give me a good belly rub. Great ending, apprentice belly rubber. Okay, that was the Draw of Gravid Power. Was an interesting game. A lot of I feel like there's a lot of different endings you can get. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the text in this, like how they're talking about like bellies being taught and things like that. I don't know. That's just kind of weird to me with the whole community thing. Um, it's not my thing. Um, yeah, hope you enjoyed this game. It was all right. Um, it was, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. But yeah, I'll put a link to this game as well in the description if you want to check it out and see other endings and maybe do things differently than I did. But yeah, we're gonna go on to another game.